Well, the construction of our roads, bridges, buildings, and water supply systems depends on the work of engineers. And that is why one engineering firm is planning for the future by recruiting fourth graders. You got to get ahead of the game, right? Chris Gatling is here from the local engineering firm, Garver. Welcome. Glad you're here.
Thank you for having me.
You bring some fun with you because Engineering Week is underway. You all go to local elementary school classes and you want to connect with kids, kind of teach them what engineering is all about. Talk to us about the mission of that outreach.
Absolutely. So we're going into elementary schools all over the country, not just here locally in Greenville. And we really just want kids to understand, first of all, what is engineering, and then talk to them about making sure that's something they're considering as they go through their education, that it's a career they can take.
Yeah.
And then if we get them interested enough in that, to explain to them how they need to go about that, what classes they need to take, things like that.
Yeah, so you connect with them early and make it so interesting and fun that they're using their minds to create and build. And a few of your hands-on activities that you do with fourth graders, one of them is building a gumdrop bridge. So you've got kind of the basics of this. What might you teach a class about this gumdrop bridge and how it comes together?
Of course. So really the first thing we want to do is we want to take supplies that they're used to seeing in everyday life. So toothpicks, gumdrops, something very simple. We want to take it and turn it into something that they can really relate to out in the world.
Okay.
And so what we've kind of done, we've got kind of a completed version of a bridge here that one of my very talented engineers back at the office put together for us.
He got the gumdrop job, okay.
That's right. And then we have a sample of kind of the beginning of a bridge. So really the goal here is to understand that, you take a bridge like this with not a lot of connections, not a lot of support, and there's not a lot of strength here.
And the kids can see that.
Right.
The kids can see that. No weight could be on it.
Right. You compare the full bridge, and obviously it can support a lot more weight.
Okay.
So you start looking at the different pieces of this, and then we take what we call a truss, which are these side pieces that are put together. Notice a lot of triangles. Triangles have a lot of strength in the structural engineering world. So you start adding these pieces to this bridge, and you eventually end up with something that's much stronger. So we get to go through the process with the kids of building these.
All right. Can we start to put ours together?
Absolutely. Let's do that. So this is what we want to go for, but maybe the process of getting there is we take a couple of these pieces here, the gumdrops, and we come in place. We might want to try it down here on the ground. We may break it, but we'll start putting these together.
And as you put that together, when you've been in these environments with these kids, at first they're kind of listening to you and they think, when you say engineering, this is some big, awesome task that they couldn't possibly get into. But then all of a sudden, their hands are on and they're poking toothpicks through gumdrops and they're learning something. What's it like for you to see those light bulbs going off?
Yeah, I think it's great because that's really how we all start to gain an appreciation of the thing that we decide we eventually want to do. Is you maybe especially a lot of kids don't understand exactly what it is that engineers do. And so we hope that by going into the classrooms and being able to talk through some of those, show some examples of projects we've done, and then let them get their hands dirty and see that, oh, there's nothing that difficult about this. It's really fun, and using your problem-solving skills to create new things.
Absolutely, and that's what you love about your job today. The childlike interest in solving problems and creating things. Just because you're a grown-up doesn't mean that excitement stops.
Exactly right. No, every project's different, and every problem is different, and so being able to go through the process and figuring out the best way to accomplish those, it's rewarding every single time.
And you'll do, a few other activities you might do depending on the class and the location with the fourth graders. You do popsicle stick bridges, you do paper airplanes, there's a water filtration activity with 2-liter bottles and the materials that act as a filter. Why is fourth grade, and we're seeing some of that action on screen now, why is fourth grade such a great time to reach out and get people thinking this way?
So we think fourth grade, first of all, you have a lot of really curious kids excited to learn about new things. And then the other thing is it's really a great time because it's right before they go into middle school and high school. They start picking those classes, and we want to get into their minds right now that as they start going and selecting those courses, they need to be thinking about those higher level math courses, the higher level science courses. That's what's going to prepare them to be able to go into a field like engineering in the future.
And I'm sure they want to know from you, what inspired you to think you wanted to be an engineer when you grew up, when you were a little kid?
Well, just like a lot of other little kids, I loved Legos when I was little. I always loved building things. I loved understanding how things worked. And so that really guided me. I always thought I wanted to be an architect. Then I realized I have really no artistic ability whatsoever. So I stuck to the engineering side. But Really, my first job when I was in high school was I was doing manual labor, working on building a house, building retaining walls, and I really enjoyed that. I also decided I would really like to design the things and not actually be doing the work. So
There you go.
but that's what really got me interested in engineering and helping me choose my field.
And it's wonderful to be able to reach out to the next generation and get them fired up about doing the same thing. So you've got plenty
Exactly.
going on this week. We really appreciate the demonstration. Chris, thank you very much. Happy Engineers Week to you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
People can learn more about Garver USA at the website and on social media. We've got all that information. It'll be on accesscarolina.com.